Hey everyone, it's Yasmin here. Just as we go towards the new moon, which is coming up very soon. So, how is everybody today? Am I on my Yasmin Boland page? Eternal question. Let me just see where the moon is. Now that I'm at my desk, I can more easily do things like that. Someone say hello so I can see your comments, please. Kelly, hi, thank you. Great timing, says Kelly. Okay. So we are in the dark of the moon. We've just been chanting. Vicky loved the chanting. Yay, me too. Me too. The chanting was great. I did 2 lots of chanting yesterday. It was amazing. I loved it. And actually, Kerry, if you're watching, Kerry has been writing to me saying, your skin is looking so great. You're looking so great. And I'd be saying, nah, it's just makeup. I've kind of upped my makeup a bit because, you know, I'm doing this all the time and I realized I had to. And she's like, no, it's not the makeup. And then and I said, well, I've actually got a new light as well. It might be the light. She's like, no, it's not the light. And then I said, oh, well, it must be the chanting. So just a reminder, if you want to chant, we chant every day at 10:30 a.m. UK time, which was about 45 minutes ago. And you can find the Zoom link. We do it on Zoom because it's kind of a private thing. So we don't do it on Facebook, we do it on Zoom. And and there's a link on my events page. Kelly got her diary today. That's great. So make sure you get your freebies. Remember, if you have my diary, you get $245 worth of freebies, but you have to register to get them. We don't mystically know who buys the diary and send them and mystically know their email address. We have to, you have to register it. And what's the short link for it? I think it's moon messages. Let me just see. Let me see. And then we're going to start our moonmessages.com / yes, moonmessages.com / 2021. That will get you to the place where you can register your diary and get your freebies. And if you don't have the diary yet, get it now, because soon I'll be doing my workshop for the year ahead. All right, so what I thought I'd do today is I would do a just a bit of a kind of a mini dark moon ceremony. But I mean, the funny thing is, talking about the lighting, in a way I feel like there's too much light in here and I need to turn all the lights off in order to do a dark moon ceremony, because can we really do a dark moon ceremony in the bright light? It's a bit darker. Let me see if I can get it still a bit darker and you can still see me. I've got this funny light thing now that's, let's see. Here we go. All right, well, that's as low as it goes, but that's better, isn't it? Now we're in the mood for a dark moon ceremony. So let's talk about the dark moon and what it is. And by the way, I'm going to ask you very soon to please send me your questions, because I'm going to start doing a whole lot of new free stuff as like an entry point into moonology. So I want to know people's questions. Like, I'll get to that later, but just start thinking, what don't I know about? What do I want to know about? Okay, so the dark moon is kind of officially known as the 9th phase. So there are the 8 main moon phases, okay? New moon, crescent moon, first quarter moon, gibbous moon, full moon, disseminating moon, third quarter, and balsamic. But somewhere, so they're kind of the astrological 8 main phases. And they were, the idea of these, there we go. The idea of these really, I think, was first put sort of to paper by a man called Dane Rudyard, who wrote a book called The Lunation Cycle, which, you know, I highly recommend reading if you haven't read it yet. And but there's this other phase that I have started to work with in the last probably 2 or 3 years. And so if you've got my book Moonology, which I happen to have a copy of right now, you can learn all about the 8 main phases, but guess what? The 9th phase is not in there because it's not really astrology, it's more witchy. And, you know, I think we're all aware of the fact that we all have kind of magical powers, whether we identify as a witch or not. And I suppose that's why it is that I've come to want to work with the 9th phase as well as the other 8 phases. Not least of which because it actually fits 100% into the framework of the 8 main phases. So what is it? So the new moon, we start again. The crescent moon, it's when the moon appears and we start to really go towards our intentions. The new moon, we set our intentions. The first quarter moon, for the crescent moon, we really go for it, put our foot down. The first quarter moon, we may encounter obstacles that we need to get past in order to progress towards our goals. The gibbous moon is when we're just fit to bursting with all our energies and efforts. The full moon is the emotional explosion when we forgive and surrender everything to the universe, and whatever's come for us, great, and whatever hasn't, that's fine too. The disseminating moon is when we share what we know. The third quarter moon is when we start to really let it all go and, you know, start to use our wisdom to kind of release. And the balsamic moon, balsamic means healing and soothing. So it's very much a time of healing and soothing, which is what we're in now. And then you get the dark moon sort of somewhere there between in the balsamic phase, just before the new moon. And it's very much a time to just let it all go, to just release. And the analogy I like to use is one that I got from a book called The Secrets of the Dark Moon by Demetra George. And I've asked Demetra through a friend who knows her if she would come on here and talk to us, because she's amazing. But I'm not sure what it is. She's either got a deadline or she's got some other things going on and she isn't doing anything right now. So if you know Demetra George and you have any sway with her, please tell her we all want her on here, because I know that we'll all benefit from talking to her. But anyway, so this book of hers, The Mysteries of the Dark Moon, is mind-blowing. I strongly recommend everybody reads it. And she talks about the fact that the dark moon is very much about, I think she uses this analogy. I definitely got this analogy after reading her book. But you think about the vine with all the grapes, you know, that make the wine, and you know how beautiful that becomes, and in spring it starts to grow, and in high summer it's all lush, and then there's the harvest and they make the wine and all the wine goes off and we all drink the wine. I don't drink that much, but whatever. And then, but what's left are the vines, maybe with the odd grape that got missed, that kind of thing. And then what happens to that? It starts to shrivel away. And what happens to plants when they shrivel and die? They actually become so dry that you can kind of crunch them in your hands and they all just flake away. And that's kind of the feeling of the dark moon. Any upsets, any resentments, anything you need to release, that's the time. And I was thinking about, you know, I love to work with goddesses, and don't hold me to this, but my current thinking on the goddesses and the energies of the new full and quarter moons is Durga for the new moon, because Durga brings us courage and strength, which is what we need at the new moon, because it's the new beginning and it's a time to really, you know, have courage and strength to do whatever it is that we want to do as we start our new commitments to ourselves. And then the first quarter moon, I see very much as a time for Ganesha, or Ganesh, whichever you prefer, because that's when obstacles come up. And Ganesh, what does Ganesh do? Ganesh helps us trample through the obstacles. And then we get the full moon, which is, in some ways, it's like the harvest and the bounty. And so I think the goddess for this has to be Lakshmi. I know some people might think Ceres, because, you know, Ceres is very much the goddess of the harvest. But I'm really working with the triple goddess of Narayani, which is made up of Lakshmi, Saraswati and Durga. And I think there we have Lakshmi, who's the goddess of love and abundance, okay? So I think she's right for the full moon, and we can be grateful to her for all the good things in our life. And then at the last quarter moon, I think Saraswati, because it's a time for wisdom. that we move into after the full moon. And Saraswati is all about divine feminine wisdom. So they're the 4 main phases, but then if you put in the dark moon, what happens in there? And I think the goddess of the dark moon for me has to be Kali, Kali, because Kali is the goddess who just will destroy anything that's left over, which doesn't need to be there anymore, which just needs to go, which we need to crumble away. So what I thought we would do today is, first of all, please, if you dare, put it in the comments or write it down on a piece of paper. I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper because I can't reach the computer to write the comments. But what are you releasing? What are you releasing this dark moon today? Just name one thing you are letting go, okay? One thing you're letting go. Where am I going to write it? Here. What you are releasing. One thing you still haven't released and you are letting go of. All right, now do I or don't I? I don't have my little fire pit up here, but I do have, what's in now? That's sage. I do have this, which is a receptacle which I can burn stuff in. So I'm going to burn this for me and for everybody. So I'm going to symbolically burn this for you as much as for me. We're going to burn it. And then we're going to do a chart. All right, so here we go. I'm going to burn this. So what are we releasing? Here it goes. Just think of whatever you're releasing. And I'm burning that for all of us. I don't know if you can see all that smoke. All right. This is the time to release the full moon and the dark moon. It's like the last chance release. Okay, so now let's do a mantra for the goddess Kali. And I'm going to do a very simple mantra. It's Om, which is the sound the universe makes, or as my friend Christorgy Walker taught me, it's like picking up the phone to the divine. It's like ring, ring, calling the divine. Om, Kali Ye. So Kali is her name, the name of the goddess that we're working with, the blue goddess. And Ye is like an official salutation. It's a polite way to address her. And then Namaha means I give you my respect. I surrender. I give you the respect. I honor you. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to do it 3 times. Om Karliye Namaha. All right? So I'm going to do it with you. Here we go. Om Karliye Namaha. And just picture whatever it is you're releasing. Crumbling, burning. Om Karliye Namaha. We surrender this thing to you, O Goddess. And now put your hands over your heart and think of someone or something you are truly grateful for. All right, and now we're going to take a card. Well, I keep saying I'm not using these cards anymore, but I can't quit them. Let's do the Kali. We have to do the Kali card. We've just been chanting to Kali. The Kali Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Here we go. All right, Kali, what have you got for us today? Let's have a go. Give them a good shuffle. Let me know in the comments. You know, part of this is about intention. And having the intention to let go of something is the first step to letting it go. So, let me know in the comments what you're releasing. Oh, Alicia, yes. Carly's your goddess for sure. Thank you, Jackie. Somebody tell me what they're releasing. Got the card here. Oh, thank you, Aoife. All right, there we've got one. Beverly's releasing being unworthy. Perfect. Okay, fear, perfect. So, and that's why we did at the end, we did the gratitude, because you let something go and you replace it with gratitude. All right, let's see what Carly has in store for us today. Shodashi. Oh my goodness, let's see what Shodashi is all about. Anger, very good. Excess weight, Karen, very good. Me too, got to get rid of that weight. All right, let's see what we've got from Carly today. I was thinking what I could do is I could just go through each card one by one and then I wouldn't be freaked out. All right, Shodashi, are we ready? Ruby red with the divine juice of life. Here she is, she's red. She nourishes the body and mind and soul with vitalizing pleasure, life and joyfulness. So we've got an easier Kali card today. Goddess Shodashi restores self-esteem, perfect, and an awareness of your innate value, especially after a time of painful rejection or disappointment. Wow. Through her blessings, the desires of the heart can find fulfillment in new ways. She brings divine energy for the manifestation of wishes. Excellent. So we need to talk to her tomorrow as well. Her presence is an indication of inner power to restore yourself and attract what you need into your life. She's the fertile and creative aspect of Lalita Tripura Sundari. So there we go. Right. And in Hinduism and Buddhism, red is medicine for attraction and magnetism. Perfect. So there we go. Thank you, Carly. Thank you, Carly. All right, so there we go. Now, if you want to do the new moon ceremony with me tomorrow, I would love to see you there. I will be doing it on the Hey House page, but if you register on my events page, you will get a reminder. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm looking forward to it. We'll be working with Durga for the new moon. And I hope that really helped you. It was just a really little thing to do, which I hope is really powerful. I know the thing that I'm releasing is, you know, it's really important. It's something I've been doing, which I feel like I shouldn't do. And just even the fact of saying I'm going to release it, it's the first step to releasing it. All right, so on that note, unless there are any questions, I will see you tomorrow for the new moon ceremony. Oh, and remember, if you are Pisces rising, tomorrow is your lucky new moon. So you really have to make wishes. And you can sign up for my Written in the Stars for Pisces rising. There's a link above or below, moonmessages.com/written. And someone's saying what time tomorrow for the ceremony. Your guess is as good as mine. Have a look at the events page and it will be there. Mwah. Thank you, my darling Sally Evans. Lots and lots of love, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.